Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your stud showing, and today we're going to go over this building, Modern Times. Um, just go over some of my thinking process through building it, as well as, I guess, timeline and what I really wanted to accomplish here. Um, so this is I guess, a multi-purpose development. It has shops on the bottom and then apartments on top, or condos for little minifigs. Um, I was really trying to create this modern style building, and I've had a vision for many years, ever since I was like in school, high school. I've driving through LA and seeing these condos or apartments that had this modern style, which was a bunch of blocks almost, but aesthetically put together um, in a very nice way. Like it looked like a hodgepodge of blocks, but it looked well done. Like they all went together, but they all stood out from each other. And that's kind of what I wanted to go for, was a modern look where things are just kind of overlapping. Nothing's really even, nothing's symmetrical. Um, but with all that, it's still pleasing to the eye. Now, our eyes are normally wanting stuff like my train station, where it is symmetrical, it's even on both sides, it's very clean. So, to create this modern look that we see in cities that is not even is definitely a challenge. So, I kind of started over here with this black glass window over here, and it flows into the building down here, which is like an REI style building. You got the second mezzanine with displays of people mountain biking and climbing mountains and stuff. Um, and on the bottom, you just got a bunch of scuba stuff and swimming stuff. But I wanted this to look almost like two buildings, even though the ground floor connects both of them. And this is kind of my flagship store right here. Coming up with the idea for the stonework. I originally had this all smooth tile, and then I believe Lego released the stonework right when I started, or maybe I just kind of started playing with it. I can't remember. I know the stonework was fairly recent when I started this project, though. And then added in these grates up top and this really cool kind of glass awning here for a very modern look, but a mixture of textures, a mixture of tiles, and really trying to figure out the size dimensions of this. From there, kind of had the idea of the apartments moving up. I wanted a very modern style. I wanted balconies on each apartment, and doing it this way allows me to have corner apartments on each one with little side windows right there. So these railings were taken by another creator. The idea of the railings, just kind of some black and steel railings. I originally had glass windows here for railings, and it really had a more Miami vibe, which to me looked kind of outdated from the early 2000s. And once I figured out that I wanted to switch the railings and go with something like this, it turned out a lot better. So each of these apartments are decorated differently. You got the plant lady right there, who's an artist. Up here, you just got an old man. Right here, I don't know if you can see that. There's a reflection, but you got a lot of, I guess, reptiles and weird stuff, like a lava lamp right there. You got the active dude, the pet dude, just, a bunch of random stuff. Up here, you kind of see the architect who designed this. It's kind of the play. You got a signed basketball, and as well as the mini model of this whole building. Um, really wanted to strive for this building to be colorful. So I knew I wanted different colors throughout the building, and just but have them all blend. nicely. Over here, I added in a I Love Idaho sign taken from like a New York styling. We got a few AC condensers and units right here. Right here is the elevator shaft, and I don't know if you can see that. There's Lego in my way to move my hand, but there's a little door with some gold accents detailed, and then that shaft is pretty repetitive all the way up. I knew I wanted street parking on this, so the whole building is inset quite a bit to allow the street parking. You got a nice statue right here, kind of a little bit more modern, and you got some Tesla charging stations along the way. This was more of a recent addition, the Tesla charging stations, but I believe it adds an aesthetic of modernism to this whole complex. Down over here, this Lemonade building is kind of modeled after a Forever 21. So I used models from the French sets for the windows, and then that's all fully detailed inside. Over here you got a little park as well as a fountain, some awesome tiling work across this whole courtyard area, people shopping, benches. I wanted this very lively, very bright. Wanted to add in the grass just to break up the tiling, allow people to walk their dogs around here, play some sports. You can see the soccer players right there with the stereo. On top of that, I wanted street vendors on this patio area. So you see the little taste of the city with the newspapers and Coke and all that there. You see the little taco stand with the Mexican Coke, display stand or a hot dog stand. You see some parking for the pizza place, mopeds. Got some balloons with the Joker and a little cookie shop down there as well. But you can see the tiling goes all the way through. So I wanted it very bright, and I didn't just want to fill it in with gray 2x2 flat tiles. I wanted something to catch your eye and really make this look good, not only from a human perspective, but if we bring it down from a minifig perspective and just the detail on it as well. So this was another idea that I had early on in the creative process where I wanted kind of an upside down building. So the side of this is actually built upside down. Yes, I know there's pieces out there now that are inverted slopes like this, but at the time I didn't have any, or Lego didn't have any for sale. So just kind of played with it. So it is inverted, full glass wall, and inside, I don't know if you could really tell, but it is a camera store. So nothing to do with makeup, nothing to do with computers, just a kind of cool camera store with a glass facade mirrored with black. And if you could look inside there, you got colorful walls just kind of to break up the black and clear. So coming over here, this was kind of a more difficult one. I still don't have the interior detailed, but a very simple pizza place, but keeping with that modern theme. Mind you, the other side of this building is the outdoor kind of REI style. And this was a challenge trying to, whoops, sorry, zoomed in a little far. This was a challenge over here trying to figure out what to fill this hole with while still making it look modern and being able to put in a shop that is fitting and would add to the characteristics of this building and the shopping experience for the minifigs. So I just added in some city pizza. Now I knew I didn't want this all green, the olive drab green, so I broke it up with this wall of plank of woods, which I used some older tiles of brown and newer tiles of brown, so it gives it a really layered, realistic wood panel feel. Okay, we're coming over here to this end. Now, the break dancers on the cardboard, I've actually had those built for years, and those guys were an idea from I think around 2008, 2009 time frame when I actually took a trip to Oslo, Norway, and just saw the street performers in the big city. But kind of cool. Had the idea for this whole actual walking strip way back then and built a mini version of this, different tiling, but had the food vendors and all that. And so once I built this whole plaza, it kind of gave me an excuse to put in the food vendors and street performers. Here you see a nicer higher end kind of wine bar. There is live music inside, live performers. This door does open and close vertically. It is a snot technique. All the stonework is just tiles placed on top of tiles in a random pattern. Then over here you see the main door for that restaurant, as well as now you're going back to the elevator shaft. So going on top here, I knew I had a space to fill, and I knew I wanted a contrasting color to the red, so I chose the blue with the stonework where the red had the black and dark gray. I wanted the blue with the light stone gray, so added texture, some older style with the stonework, but some modern architect with the snot technique on the windows and just kind of abstract windows sideways. Over here, they still do have a balcony. That was another requirement. I wanted a balcony even on this side. And so you see the wood planks thrown in there. And if you recognize that person from Alpha Team, it is Ogle. Just chilling on this balcony now. But really like how throwing in the wood with the stone and the modern style windows really helps grow this. And you can see how it marries up quite nicely to the elevator shaft and gives it a nice break. Over here, you got some other details of people like the satellite dish, and then coming over here, you got the telescope looking into the stars, and then again, the main loft, which is this dude's just enjoying the book and really likes his plants. It's very nice high rise. So wasn't sure what I was going to do on the top of the blue building as I was building it through, and came up with the idea I do want to run a jacuzzi or a pool up top. Now with it being, I think it's about 16 by 16 studs wide, this section right here. So I didn't have too much room, so I just put in a little jacuzzi. I do have some minifigs on order to go in there. Towel rack, I wanted some greenery, to liven up the place. And I got some chairs out there with a couple girls just sitting and sun tanning. On top, we got this wooden terrace, just adding some shade. Without it, it kind of looked a little blank and really hot. Underneath, I do have lights, and the door right there does have a gold handle to match the gold handle on the entranceway of the elevator shaft. So we move up on top. Wasn't sure if I was going to do some abstract roof here, or if I was really what I was going to do. I kind of had this idea of a V-notch roof, but wasn't sure how I was going to plate it and finish it off and make it look clean. Oh, as I was playing with it, I figured this kind of stacked roof, oversized roof piece would look good, provide shade for the upstairs balcony since there's no floor above them, and tile that off to make it have a very nice, clean appearance. On top, we're running quite a few solar panels just to modernize it. You got the hatch right here, which you can access, and you also got a hatch right here for the elevator shaft. You have a series of antennas all the way up with the red light on top. Just to kind of break it up, it is my tallest building, so I did want to put a antenna up on top. And I wanted the top of the elevator shaft to be slightly higher than the building to, again, add that obstructness of not everything's even on this building and built at different heights. I wish I would have went higher, but I ran out of pieces. So 3 bricks is the height over the actual apartment complex. So I had this window washer from the Grand Emporium set. I've changed his little cart out or gantry out, and just kind of chilling here. But it seemed like a good building to include them, and I really liked the idea of a window washer. I just didn't like how Lego incorporated it on the Grand Emporium set, and I wanted a true working winch and elevator system for the window washer. So I added this elevator system in. You can see it is tiled for yellow and black, so any minifigures can see, hey, stay out of that, because it does slide back and forth to the different windows. So, and it does roll up and does have a lock on it. You can see some additional details like another AC unit as well. So all in all, I'm very happy with the texturing. I'm very happy with the different styles on this. You can see just kind of the breaking up styles and abstractness of this building. But kind of a short overview of this whole set. Hope you like it. If you're going to be down in Brick Slopes this year in Salt Lake, I am going to try to make it down there with this building, and you can see it in person. Thank you.